It is great to welcome on board Peter Hook. Hello.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm great, and I'm very happy to meet you. It's the first time I've managed to interview you, so thanks for your time.
Yeah, I didn't realise I was being so evasive.
You have been, yeah.
No, it wasn't on purpose, mate. Your reputation does not precede you.
I wish it did.
Let's put it like that.
Well, lovely to meet you.
Okay.
Welcome back to Japan. Any idea how many times you've been here?
Ooh, it must be nearing 2030. A long time. I mean, we came here very early on in New Order's career, 1981, 82, and have been back regularly ever since. I mean, I remember the days when we used to come where we were chased around by screaming girls.
Oh, it doesn't happen anymore?
Now we get chased around by screaming old ladies now.
Hey, dinner's arrived.
I know, thank God I'm starving.
Well, I won't keep it too long.
That's all right, don't worry.
Well, what do you love about Tokyo and Japan when you're here?
Well, I think the thing is, it's an alien culture. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that it's very different. And the thing is that I don't know. It's quite shocking, but in a nice way. I mean, we were here very early on when we recorded, and we lived here for a week. And to actually get that insight of working normally with people, to find out it's just so different. It's just an unbelievable place, and it's so nice because it's so much calmer, I find. Than being at home. So it certainly is a great place to visit. I mean, again, living here is a completely different thing, but I must say that the support that I've been shown by Japan for my solo efforts in DJing and New Order has been very, very humbling. It's, I can't thank them enough, really.
That reminds me of an analogy which I get over and over again, and someone said years ago coming to Japan, it's like being in a football team and the fans want you to win. They're on your side.
Yeah, I suppose in England, there's a saying in England, isn't there, that if you have a Rolls Royce in England, people throw bricks at it. That's the difference, I suppose, here, and you find that in America as well, people sort of appreciate success and want you to achieve if you're working, whereas the English seem to have that attitude that if you succeed through work, that you're a bit of a bastard. It's quite an odd thing, but no, I mean, I do enjoy coming here, and I think that with the people that we're working with Taka and everybody, and Luciano, we have a great network for being able to exploit the heritage and the back catalogue, if you like, of the Hacienda and Factory and New Order and Joy Division very well. And the thing is that I've always found that Japanese people have always supported Manchester music very much. I mean, I got the shock of my life when I came here in 1990, I think, with Revenge, and they had an Ian Brown shop. A shop that just specialised in things that Ian Brown wore. So there is, they are tuned in to Manchester, which God bless them.
Where's the Hooky store?
No, not yet, of course. I mean, I don't mind going to the Ian Brown store. I certainly wouldn't go to a Hooky store.
I interviewed Andy Summers from the Police a number of years ago, and he made a really interesting comment. He said if a group has, or an artist or a writer has just a few great songs, you can live on that forever. I mean, it could be a lazy way to look at life, I don't know, but you did talk about the heritage.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about your heritage is that certain things stick out. In our case, it's songs like Blue Monday and True Faith and, things like that. So it can be a bit of a burden. I mean, in New Order especially, we used to get so pissed off every time we had to play Blue Monday because we were so sick of it, and every time we tried to leave it out, people got upset. So you sort of have to find a way, and it's like that DJing, really. When I first started DJing, it seemed natural to me not to play New Order. I don't know why, but it seemed obvious. I'm in New Order, why would I play it? That was to me. Of course, people who come to see you because of New Order. So you have to find a way of pleasing both of you. So I've sort of found a way now of using one-off remixes and stuff that make me happy and surprise people. So I don't have to play the normal stuff. It becomes like the Trogs. I remember I got to see the Trogs years and years ago, and they had to play Wild Thing 5 times. And I thought to myself, I hope I never end up like that, So it's a delicate line that you tread, and you do. I think it's just about being respectful to people, really. And you have to find a way. I mean, when you're very young, it's easy to get into that punk thing of fuck them all, da-di-da. But I think as you get older, you realise, well, it's great when we all have a good time, isn't it?
You're talking about age, which I think is interesting. You know, recently the Stone Roses said they're getting back together again, they're performing live again, and there's been a lot of flack about that in the press, and even friends of mine have been like, "Oh, you know, what are they doing this for?" What is wrong with old people still having a good time and making music? I mean, I just hate this whole ageist thing. I don't know how you feel.
I'm not too sure that it's ageist. I think the thing is that when you look at the music that I've been through a period of magnificent upheaval. Punk was a huge explosion in music and created several genres that changed the world. I was there for that. Acid House, in particular in '88, changed the world of music again. I was there for that with the Hacienda. Manchester, '92, bang, huge explosion. People are very nostalgic about those happenings. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've not had any happenings like that in music for a long, long time. And I think it makes people, oh, I wish I'd have been there. Now, probably the good thing about those experiences is that they aren't on YouTube. So because they're not on YouTube, they seem a lot more romantic and important than they were. I'm sure if we saw the Sex Pistols' first gig on YouTube, everyone would be going, oh, you know, moving on to something else. But the thing is, it gets a myth and it gets an allure that people can't seem to replicate. Kids can't seem to find that huge Spike Island moment. And, you know, I mean, the thing is, I was at Spike Island with the Stone Roses, and it was crap. But the thing is that everybody wants a bit of that. You know, they want to go, oh, God, yeah, it was great, that. If only we could have a bit of that, so the Stone Roses are welcome. I think, if anything, it's a lot of pressure to put on my friends, as they are, for that. I mean, I wouldn't like to have the expectation around that. That's going to be very interesting to see how they cope with that, you know.
But yeah, also, I guess my point is, you got to keep working, and if you still have the legacy, and if you can still make new music, then why not do it?
Yeah, I mean, I was always taught that the best song you were ever going to write was your next one. That was what my boss told me, Tony Wilson, and what Rob Gretton told me, our manager in Joy Division and New Order. So the thing is that as a musician, you're always wanting to create and carry on, and that's why it's a delicate line between indulging yourself in your heritage and looking to be forward thinking. Now, with the Joy Division stuff that I'm doing at the festival in April, the thing is that I ignored it so wholeheartedly once New Order began. It's like getting a new toy. For 30 years we studiously ignored Joy Division, and I did. When I was in New Order, before New Order split in 2006, I felt like that was the right thing to do. As soon as New Order split and I was on my own sat there, I thought, why is that? Why don't I celebrate anything to do with Joy Division? I think it was an unwritten law in New Order to ignore Joy Division. Once you were out of it, it seemed silly. And when the anniversary of Ian's death came along, 30 years, it seemed too good an opportunity to pass up, and I was involved with Macclesfield in doing some celebrations. Now, Macclesfield have always studiously ignored what I consider to be one of their most famous sons. And the fact that they were doing it after 30 years, I thought was about time. I was involved very much in the setting up of an exhibition and a commemorative gig, and it all fell through. And I was so disappointed, I thought, right, this time, I've got my own club in Manchester, I'm going to do it myself. Sod it. And I did it, and since then, it's snowballed, thank God. And it's given me something to do, because otherwise I'd just be pottering around the garden in my slippers, as you said before, wouldn't I?
You mentioned the word, you used the word, it's like having a new toy to play with. Then working with the Joy Division music now, is it, for want of a better word, is it nostalgic, or is it you putting some new blood into it?
Well, it's both. The new blood is the band are very young. The band are much closer in age to Joy Division than I am. Let's put it that way. But I mean, you know, yeah, it's odd because in England you're made to feel very guilty about being nostalgic, about looking backwards. But the thing is that a lot of the songs, particularly on Closer, the Joy Division's second album, Joy Division never played them. Because Ian died very shortly afterwards, and we literally walked away and left Joy Division in the morgue, you know, with Ian. So getting these songs and playing them, you're literally playing them for the first time. Songs like The Eternal, Decades, Passover, we hardly played them as Joy Division. We never even learnt them after we'd written the LP, because when we did the LP, we finished them off with Martin Hannett. So you're in that odd position where it's new, but old. And the thing is that, you know, in this day and age, the audience decide. And if the audience won't come and see you, then you won't be here. I wouldn't be here if there wasn't a demand. So the thing is that I'd like to think that you were giving people what they wanted.
Well, I'm happy, thank you.
Well, I hope you say that afterwards as well, you know. But I mean, it's quite interesting because I wear two hats. I wear me nostalgic Hacienda hat and me nostalgic Joy Division hat. But the thing is, in the Hacienda, we have a record label called Hacienda Records on the website. It's a digital one at the moment, that we promote new music. So every time someone gives me a demo tape, I listen to it, and if I like it, I put them out on Hacienda Records. And we've got some great bands on there now. We've got Humanizer from Manchester, Super White Assassins, who are Argentinian in London. We've got another band, John De Silva, who's an old Hacienda DJ, has got a band together. We've got Section 25, who used to be on Factory, coming on, Kevin Hewitt. You know, I'm starting to get quite a roster of new music. So I think the thing is that people hopefully will go, oh, they do both. You know, to me, you should use the past as a platform to get to the future. That's what I was taught. You know, you pay something back to keep it going.